Diabetes is something that has been a continuously growing issue, and according to the American Diabetes Association back in 2019, 37.4 million Americans are diabetic. That's a little over 11% of the population. And according to this article, they state that the prevalence of diabetes will increase by 54% to almost 55 million Americans between 2015 and 2030. Now, obviously, that's terrible. Nobody wants diabetes. At least I think, but you never know. I just watched this video the other day, and it was of a lady who put chemicals in both of her eyes so that she could become blind because she felt like she identified as a blind person. So who knows? I mean, we live in a strange time, but not the purpose of this video. What I want to talk about is that the American Diabetes Association states that if you have diabetes, your chances of having a stroke are 2 times higher than people who don't have diabetes. But before we get into all that, what exactly is diabetes? In this article, they define it as a group of metabolic diseases characterized by hyperglycemia, resulting from defects in insulin secretion, insulin action, or both. So what does that mean? Well, when glucose levels are elevating within the blood, your body has to do something to get that glucose out of the blood. And this is where insulin comes in. Insulin is released from your pancreas, and it basically functions as the key that goes and opens up the bloodstream, takes out a little bit of that glucose, and closes the door back. So going back to the definition of diabetes, one of the potential contributors is a defect in insulin secretion, as in the pancreas, for whatever reason, is not secreting any insulin, or at least not enough insulin. And if you don't have any insulin, you can't pull any glucose out of the blood. The second option that they stated was a defect in insulin action. So maybe your pancreas is secreting insulin, but that key doesn't work. Someone came and changed the locks. So again, you can't open that door and get any glucose out of the blood. Now, let's tie this all into stroke. If you want to learn about all of the ins and outs of the proposed mechanisms of how diabetes can contribute to one experiencing a stroke, you can read this article. But in the end, it really comes down to how diabetes contributes to the breakdown of blood vessels, higher inflammatory levels, and an increased demand on the heart itself. High blood sugar levels over time will cause breakdown of the vessels, which then promotes stiffening of the vessels and plaquing, which can then lead to the occlusion of blood flow and ultimately an event like an ischemic stroke. So if you're having any issues managing your blood sugar, I want you to find a qualified provider who can help you along that journey. Depending on how far along that you progress down this path, pharmaceutical management may be necessary and may be necessary for the rest of your life. But if you're not quite that far yet, dietary and lifestyle changes can be used with very high effectiveness. If that sounds like you and you're not sure where to start, give us a call.